A developing winter storm taking aim at the Bluegrass State. It's ready to slam us with another round of snow, sleet, and freezing rain.
There's still plenty of salt in Powell County, but their most recent order for more hasn't arrived yet.
Clark County firefighters are struggling to keep their equipment from freezing during this bitter cold.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. Our history-making week continues as we track a developing winter storm into our region late tonight into our weekend.
Yeah, this is a storm system that is likely to bring snow, sleet, freezing rain, all of it our way. WKYT is tracking it all for us in this winter storm on this first alert severe weather day. Chris?
Yeah, this is storm number 3 over the past 6 days, or 5 days actually, if you're playing along at home. Winter storm warning for the entire state of Kentucky, surrounding states as well. Ice storm warning for areas just to our south into parts of middle Tennessee. This is going to be another high impact event tonight and Saturday for most of central and eastern Kentucky with snow, sleet, and some ice and freezing rain. Now that doesn't mean you're going to see all 3, and it doesn't mean you're going to see the most snow or the most sleet or the most ice where you live, because this is a rather kind of convoluted pattern that we are seeing with this, and one forecast isn't going to fit each and every county. I'll show you why in just a moment. Live First Alert Defender right now has nothing across central Kentucky, but boy, look at the moisture now that is rapidly increasing to our west and southwest, and that is in the form of snow, sleet, and freezing rain from Nashville all the way back into Memphis, Tennessee. That is lifting its way onto the northeast right now as our storm system, not a big storm at all, but it has just enough to pull up moisture from the Gulf of Mexico that is wide open for business, and it's going to throw it into that cold air that is still in place across the Ohio Valley. That's how you can get in on a mess. This is something we've talked about all week for a big, messy storm to come our way for the weekend. Boom, there you go. That's a lot of mess. Potentially upwards of 1/4 of an inch of ice into parts of southern Kentucky. That could coat some power lines, coat some trees. We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully you get a little more sleet or maybe just some plain old rain instead of ice. Ice is a bad, bad thing. Something else that could be bad, this area I've highlighted in blue. Anywhere for the potential from 4 to 10 inches of snow. Some of the models have a stripe of greater than 10-inch snow somewhere within that, from Covington even toward the Interstate 64 corridor. Now you get lower totals of snow if you get more sleet and some freezing rain to mix in. If you stay all snow in this, if someone can stay snow mainly for the duration of this event, you're talking about a big, big event again in terms of snow. As of now, it's a fine line that we're walking as we work our way into tonight and tomorrow. Guys, temperatures are slowly coming up through tonight. They're going to get to that 32-degree mark into the morning hours tomorrow. That is why we're seeing a little bit of everything and maybe a lot of everything falling throughout the region. I'll walk you through tonight, through tomorrow, into the afternoon when I come back in a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Around the state, salt supplies are taking a hit from this wintry weather.
And in some cases, counties have ordered more, but they're still waiting on that shipment to arrive. Our Mike Linden is in Powell County with more on the salt situation there. It's our top story at 4:30.
I'm standing on about 100 tons of salt in the Powell County salt barn. But according to the judge executive James Anderson, the recent order for more hasn't arrived yet.
Anderson says he ordered the extra salt almost 2 weeks ago, but their shipment has been delayed due to other larger counties needing salt too. He says the road department began the season with more than 300 tons of salt in their barn, but still have a decent amount left over. Officials say deliveries usually arrive in about 24 hours, but despite the delay, Anderson says he isn't worried about running out of salt.
That's understandable in that typically it's not this widespread of event. The whole state's kind of dealing with the same things we are. So, but currently we've got an adequate salt supply, and I think we'll be fine, able to weather whatever this weekend throws at us as well.
While the 100-ton salt delivery has not arrived yet, Anderson says he's more concerned about the threat of icy weather this weekend. In Powell County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Anderson says the Powell County Road Department hired an additional 3 part-time drivers to help keep the roads clear for the rest of the season. With another round of wintry weather on the way, you can expect stores to be pretty packed again starting probably tonight and through the weekend.
Yeah, but many of them are out of supplies like shovels and salt, and they're working to restock their shelves. WKYT's continues our team coverage of this Arctic blast.
Snow shovels and ice melt are two things that are in high demand but hard to find. Well, this hardware store in Chevy Chase just got a new shipment of those items in this morning, and they're already flying off the shelves. Business is booming at Chevy Chase Hardware this week thanks to record cold temperatures and several inches of snow.
Well, we've got a roof that the water kind of will leak down a little bit, and then it freezes on the way down, and we've got about 4 inches of ice at our back door that I am now going to bust off so we can get the door open and people can eat.
Many people are shopping around for supplies again today in preparation for possible freezing rain, ice, and snow that's expected to hit this weekend.
I had a plastic shovel and it broke. I called Lowe's and some of the other places, Myers. They were out, and they said they were getting the shipment in this morning. So I said, well, let me get over here before I even get to work.
Chevy Chase Hardware received 4,800 pounds of ice melt, 200 shovels, heat tape, sleds, and more heaters this morning. The store's owner placed an order for the items after they ran out of supplies on Tuesday.
Hundreds of phone calls the last few days. There was a group of cars waiting for us to open at 8 o'clock to come in and get shovels. We'll probably be out of everything again by tomorrow sometime.
Now, the store's owner tells us that had he known earlier in the week that shovels would still be flying off the shelves today, he would have tripled that order. In Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Well, the hardware store's owner says up until this week, business had been slow this winter, but all this bad weather gave them an extra boost in sales. Well, temperatures in this cold make it difficult to do just about anything outdoors. The weather is making it especially challenging for firefighters.
Our Mark Barber shows us how they're doing their job in Clark County despite the obstacles from this wintry weather.
Clark County firefighters say in these extreme temperatures, responding to any call becomes extremely difficult and can even be dangerous.
Rough. It's rough.
Firefighters tell us a call for help that ended up being a false alarm sent one of their trucks into a ditch on Red River Road early this morning. We're told the truck couldn't make it up a snowy hill and then ran off the road. Fire crews say the slick roads are a major problem. At times, we're told crews can't reach homes because some driveways are still buried in snow. Firefighters tell us they were also called to a furnace fire on Lafayette Boulevard around midnight. They believe the furnace started filling a house with smoke because it was overworked. While it is important to stay warm, fire crews say it is also important to conserve energy when the cold is draining your power. These bone-chilling temperatures aren't just hard on firefighters, they are also extremely hard on their equipment.
Our trucks froze up, this truck especially. It wasn't, exactly the water in the pumps that were freezing up. The valves were freezing up where we couldn't operate the pump on the truck.
Firefighters say the equipment is thawing out, but it is taking some time. They say the extreme cold is making their job extremely difficult, so they have had extra men on hand all week to help with emergencies. In Clark County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
And firefighters tell us that fortunately no one with the department has had any weather-related injuries. First responders are asking people to try to clear their driveways as best they can and sidewalks of snow so firefighters can reach homes during any emergency.
Schools have been closed this week, leaving children and parents with cabin fever.
I bet some of them are going crazy, but today a business that caters to children opened back up. Deanne Stevens is out and about at Malibu Jack's. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon from Malibu Jack's. I said this is going to be a little bit hard to do because I just want to take off.
We just want to race. I feel like we're in the Kentucky Derby and I just won.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to have a little fun. And not only is this a great place for the kids to have fun, but clearly the adults are having some fun too. Steve Hatton is with us from Malibu Jack's. Steve, have you ever done an interview while you're trying to race?
I have not. I'm usually too focused on winning.
Yeah, clearly I am too.
It's always the
go-karts are so much fun for the
adults
kids.
are the ones always causing our problems because they like to have so much fun out here racing, beating all the kids.
What's the age limit on this?
The age limit to drive by themselves is 10. We have double carts where they can ride with their parents, like at 6 years old now.
And then is there an adult age limit?
No, we just go on quality of driving.
Well, don't kick me off just yet. What are some of the other activities here for the kiddos? You guys have a great putt-putt golf course.
Great miniature golf course. We got a great arcade. Lots of games. The X-Rider we talked about.
You know what I love is all the kids that we've seen come in here today, they like walk in and they throw their hands up. They're so excited to be out of the house.
Yes, yeah. And that's the feel of Malibu Jacks. It's like you're outside in perfect conditions, but you're really inside out of the snow and ice.
That's right. Well, listen, you can come enjoy the palm trees, enjoy the flamingos, the pelicans. You can pretend you're at the beach while you're here at Malibu Jacks. They are open until 11 o'clock tonight. They're located right off of Palumbo Drive. All right, you ready to take off now?
Let's
Here we go. Hi, Mia, Steven.
I knew you were a good driver.
Back to you guys. Woo!
That may be a first for us.
I was going to say, I don't know that I've ever seen anyone do an entire story in a go-kart going around and
Great
around.
place to have some fun, though, in this crazy weather.
She didn't wreck, and we're glad of that. We are learning more about comedian Eddie Murphy's short and somewhat awkward appearance on the Saturday Night Live anniversary special last weekend.
Murphy, one of the most celebrated SNL cast members of all time, was back for the first time since 1984, but didn't even crack a joke. He was reportedly asked to impersonate Bill Cosby in a sketch that made fun of his sexual abuse allegations, but Murphy declined, saying the laughs are not worth it and that he will not kick a man when he's down. Cosby released a statement saying, quote, "Very appreciative of Eddie and I applaud his actions," end quote.
Are you?
You know, there have been a lot of folks that have been working really hard, all of our road crews out there. So if you see those guys and gals out there, just wave at them. Tell them that you appreciate them. If you see them, say thank you, because they've got a lot more coming their way this weekend.
And it can be dangerous work. It's hard work, and we really appreciate what they're doing. And for the most part, they've really done a great job. Chris, it sounds like they're going to be even busier this weekend trying to clear these roads with what's coming now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And again, they are pulling just long hours. We're looking at our roads right now. Speaking of Richmond, Campton, along the Mountain Parkway into Georgetown and into Frankfort. And the roads, the main roads, are in pretty good shape as of right now. And considering how cold it has been, considering how much snow we've been, boy, that is a good sight to see. Unfortunately, later tonight, tomorrow morning, those roads are likely to become snow and ice covered yet again. So our poor road crews are going to be pulling, again, another very long night and a long weekend. Winter storm warning is out for all of central and eastern Kentucky. As a matter of fact, it's the entire state of Kentucky. It's Indiana, it's Ohio, it's West Virginia, it's Tennessee, and parts of central Tennessee. We've got an ice storm warning that is in effect for folks down there. Live First Alert Defender, nothing going on as of now, though. Back to our southwest. Look at the band of snow, sleet, and freezing rain developing from Nashville over toward Paducah and down into Memphis. That is lifting its way to the northeast. That will arrive late this evening, and especially once we get to after midnight. That's when the heavy stuff is really going to begin to kick in. We'll show you some updated totals when I come back in a little bit. Right now, Friday afternoon, usually a busy day, although on a cold and snowy day like this, or with what's coming with the snow, let's see how traffic is moving along. Maybe not as busy as normal. Here's Officer Don to tell us.
Well, not as much traffic volume this afternoon, Chris, but we do have a couple of issues. One's on Todd's Road near Autumn Ridge. There's a collision there. It looks a lot worse than it is. No one's hurt in that wreck, but they do have Todd's Road blocked at Autumn Ridge, and they are directing traffic in the neighborhoods there for a detour around. That's both directions for the next few minutes. A wrecker is not on the scene yet, so it's going to be a few more before they get it opened back up. Also downtown near Lexington and High Street, there is a two-car non-injury. Now back to you in the studio.
To become a WKYT Live driver and download the Waze app, go to WKYT.com. Under the News tab, click on Traffic for more information. Frisky animals playing in the snow, the happiest states, and can you predict a man's behavior by the size of his fingers? It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
Interesting. Well, believe it or not, there are some who actually enjoy this bitter cold and snow. Cincinnati's dealing with record low temperatures and strong winds, but some furry residents, as you can see, at the Cincinnati Zoo were unfazed. 2 red pandas had a whale of a time in the snow. This video was taken by a keeper at the zoo. The zoo posted this video to its Facebook page. It's been shared more than 9,000 times.
I was one of those sharing that video. I think I've watched it about 5 times. Well, when it comes to being happy and healthy, a new survey says the bluegrass is not where you want to be. Kentucky is 49th in Gallup's Healthways Well-Being Index, ahead of only West Virginia. Alaska topped the index, which is based on over 176,000 phone interviews with people from all 50 states. It measured how people feel about their daily lives and overall health. Hawaii, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana finished just behind Alaska as best for well-being. Indiana and Ohio joined Kentucky and West Virginia near the bottom.
Some of us may dispute that.
Yeah.
Can you judge a man by the size of his fingers? A new study says you can. Researchers at McGill University in Canada did a study on finger size ratios in males. Cut it out, Chris. And suggested that the results had an impact on how adult men behave towards women. The study says males with smaller index to ring finger ratios were more likely to smile and laugh, compromise, or compliment a woman, while men with larger size ratios exhibited a more contentious nature. Researchers say for women, digit ratio variation did not seem to predict how they behave. So now men all over the place are trying to figure out how big their fingers are. I don't know, what is Chris doing over there?
Chris has been doing it the whole time.
He's having fun with it.
Well, on that note, a serious note, we have much more about this winter storm heading our way. Let's go now right into our 5 o'clock news.